Hey guys, welcome back to another video.
Bedwars.
It's one of the most popular games on Hypixel besides Skyblock, which sucks. But I've been playing Bedwars since prototype and I've had my fair share with the ways of getting better at it. Now one thing that I want to mention, if you're looking for a PvP guide, this is not the video, though I will mention good PvP techniques that can be very helpful. Bedwars isn't really a PvP game, and you don't need to be amazing at it to be able to be good at the game. However, if you do want to learn better PvP, I suggest watching a video like Intel Edit's PvP guide, which I'll link in the top of the description. In today's video, I will show you the 4 key components of Bedwars gameplay: Gamesense, practical skills, material use, and ways to practice all of the skills. I hope that this video is helpful. If you do see some improvement, drop a like and a comment to let me know how well these are working for you. If you have any other suggestions or things that I have missed, feel free to leave a comment and tell me anything you guys want. Thank you guys and enjoy the rest of the video. Gamesense is probably the most important part of Bedwars. Like I said before, PvP isn't always important and you don't need much PvP skill. Maps like this are what you call 8 iron rush. Essentially, this means you want to grab 8 iron and rush, and don't bother putting anything on your bed. If you beat the other player to them, break their bed, and they most likely won't come for you as they will not take the risk. Knowing what to do and when to do it is the most important part of Bedwars, to me at least. Others may think it's PvP, but ignore them, they suck. Learning the map and knowing where things are is essentially another important method of winning. Let's say a player is walking one way towards your bed and you want to take the quickest way possible and avoid any bed trading, as you don't know how good of a PvPer they could be, or if they are level 3 spamming fireballs at you or using a bow. Voiding is the quickest way to get back to your base. If you know someone that is coming to your bed and you want to void to stop them as soon as you can, you need to remember that if they are already at your base, do not void, as it will be too late. If they're at the base next to you and heading your way, you should be able to void just in time. Others normally do /L to leave and then /reconnect immediately after to make it faster, though that can depend on how fast you can type. I don't do this normally as I get an error that doesn't let me reconnect. Gamesense is developed by essentially playing the game. Most likely on your first week of Bedwars, you would have developed map awareness and have been able to predict player movements such as where they will go, who they are attacking, and etc. In my opinion, bed defense in Bedwars isn't a good idea. Bedwars is an offensive game, and most players would just go in and rush and try to eliminate as many teams as they can, while the other is just sitting there putting a million blocks of endstone. The player who's been attacking probably has diamond armor and tools and can essentially destroy you. I suggest rushing to eliminate as many teams as you can, as you want to always go for the team that is stacking up with resources and get them out of the way as fast as you can. Also the team that is closest to you. Those are your biggest threats. Now, as I mentioned before, PvP isn't something that you need to be amazing at to be able to play Bedwars, though having some skills would be helpful. When I mention practical skills, I mean things like knowing how to outplay your opponent. Knowing things like speedbridging, block trapping, ladder clutching, all those things are very helpful skills to learn. One skill which I will mention is knowing how to sprint reset. This means don't go into a fight holding W all the time. Sprint resetting can be done by block hitting or S tapping or W tapping. These also deal more KB to your opponent, which is extremely helpful in Bedwars as it is an island based game and you want to knock people into the void to get the kill. Having set keybinds or hotkeying is extremely important in Bedwars. You should have set keybinds for your blocks, as they are probably the biggest thing in the game besides your swords. I have my blocks in my second slot, which I access with my side mouse button. This is personal preference, by the way. I also have set keybinds on my 9th slot, which is normally where I keep pearls or ladders so I can quickly hit it with the other side mouse button so I'm able to clutch instantly. Now, going into more depth about using your blocks effectively, speed bridging is very helpful as it allows you to move quicker between islands. Getting the high ground over your opponent is also good as it allows you to jump them or even jump over them and essentially knocking them off the edge. You can also use blocks to block their path so they have to build up or jump around to be able to catch up to you, which delays their movement. Block trapping won't always work, as many players are not that easy to trap and will most likely build over, but placing a block to stop your enemy's movement and use that to combo them off the edge is really helpful. Using your materials correctly is an important thing to note. It's best to grab 8 iron on 8 iron rushes and then go eliminate the other team. Make sure to always have blocks, a gapple, ladders, and sometimes tools. Using your diamonds, you want to always get sharpened swords first and then armor, and never ever buy things like forge or heal pool. Focus on the armor and your sword and maybe even a mining fatigue trap to slow your enemy down from breaking your bed. Using ladders is the best way to take 0 fall damage and to save yourself from getting knocked off by clutching. You can use water buckets, however you cannot get them back after placing it. Ladder clutching does require a little bit more skill than just spamming your right click and being able to place water on the floor, as you need to be able to learn how to place a ladder on the side of a block. However, you can place it on the floor as long as there is a block right next to that block that you're able to place it on the side for. Another thing I want to mention is when someone loses their bed, they end up panicking and buying about 15 golden apples and a lot of fireballs. This is something you want to avoid, as you know you will not be using all 15 of those gapples, and you should probably spend them on maybe getting yourself a better sword. Things that I would say is avoid carrying a lot of fireballs with you, and also avoid getting a bow, but that's also personal preference. Personally, for me, I feel like if you use a bow to the end just to knock someone off the edge, you're pathetic. The opinion varies from player to player, but for me, I personally do not like bows, and I don't think I ever will. Like I said earlier, when you have a bed, try to aim to upgrade your gear and sword as much as you can. Sword you can only upgrade once, but focus on your gear and maybe get yourself haste. If the other person has a bed, try and max out your haste so you can break their bed a lot faster. One thing to note also is players normally, when seeing another team has obsidian, they try really quickly to get a diamond pickaxe. You don't actually need a diamond pickaxe to break obsidian. You can do it with a gold, it just will take a little bit longer. Don't sit there just waiting for more gold to be able to buy yourself a diamond pickaxe, while the other player could be doing something else or walking back towards their base. You want to break their bed as quickly as you can and knock them off the edge. This is something a little bit off the topic of getting better. This is a way to level up faster for those who are interested in that. Best way to level up are doing quests. Quests are just short things you do in a game to earn extra XP. There are others like play 2 games, break 25 beds, and win 10 dream games that give you a whole level up just for breaking 25 beds or winning 10 dream games. This is probably the most common one. I shouldn't have to say it, but playing consistently will always help you improve your level and level up a lot faster. If you have MVP Plus, you can easily click auto accept and it will automatically accept the quests every time you have a new available one. During events such as Halloween, you get extra quests, one of them being just deliver 99 pumpkins, which you can do in under 30 minutes, and that gives you an entire level up. During events like Easter and Christmas, there are also other quests that you can do to level up faster. Though you need to remember this, buying a rank doesn't actually give you extra XP or anything. What you also want to notice is when you level up on Hypixel, you do get access to personal boosters which you can use to get more coins. Sadly, there aren't any XP boosters unless you have a global one. One last thing I want to clarify is when you're in a guild and you see in chat you got lucky, you got double XP, this isn't Bedwars experience, it is actually your Hypixel level experience. So don't think that because you're in a high level guild and you're getting double XP almost every round, it's going to help you improve your overall Bedwars star level. It's actually Hypixel XP. There are many ways to practice Bedwars and the skills needed for the game. Hypixel provides many opportunities to practice on their server. There are 3 ways that I like to practice before I play any game or record any video. Number 1 is Sumo. This game mode is what's best to practice your W and S tapping. It helps you to master dealing more KB to your opponent while taking less KB yourself. It is also a way to experiment what CPS works best for you. Normally, I butterfly 15 to 20 CPS, and this helps me with Sumo and Bedwars. Having 15 plus CPS is not required for the game, but knowing what type of clicking is best for you. Jitter clicking normally gets around 10 CPS, normal clicking around 6, and butterfly around 12 or 15 if you know how to double hit. CPS does actually matter in Bedwars, as normally the higher CPS you have, the more KB you can deal. Finding your preferred method of clicking is best. Do not use a clicking method that is not comfortable for you and that you cannot keep consistent, as this will lead to you losing 1v1s and the game. The second way is playing the bridge. This game is what you can use to practice your block clutching and bridge fights, which is the main aspect of Bedwars. Learning to do things like neo jump and save yourself from a fall is an important thing to learn. However, no bridges in Bedwars are going down enough blocks for you to side bridge. Side bridging is where you place blocks on the side of a wall to move around, and Bedwars bridges are normally just 1 block thick. And the final way I practice is Skywars duels. This way I'm able to learn to bridge quickly and try to outmaneuver my opponent and then be able to kill them. It also develops my reflexes to be able to loot quickly. However, this skill I use in the item shop to be able to quickly buy an item enough to kill my opponent. Doing 2 to 4 games of each of these a day will definitely help you to improve. If you want to practice your PvP skills, the normal doers will be helpful, also paying attention to the video I suggested at the beginning, like Intel Edit's PvP guide. That was all of the necessary skills to play Bedwars. If you play daily for at least an hour, you will definitely see improvement. Try to level up your start at least once a day. This can take up to about an hour and it's not that long. The more you play, the better you will get. That about does it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed and I'll see you in the next one.